Let's hear from rookie Demetrius Knight on the players-only meeting that the Bengals defense recently convened.
Making sure we're all on the same page, truly being accountable. That's what this is all about. We have leaders on the defense. Us guys know it, and we're looking up to those guys to hold us to the standard. OB spoke on it. The great teams that he's been a part of, being accountable, holding each other accountable for what's put on tape, so it doesn't happen again. It's all about coming together, and above all else, having love for each other, and knowing that, and we're gonna hold you accountable. But at the end of the day, we're gonna grow and get better together as well.
Who's a teammate? What do you do? I mean, what is there's really nothing you can do to hold them accountable other than say, we're very disappointed in you. The other players don't pay the guy. The other players don't determine whether or not he plays. The other players don't determine whether or not he's on the team.
No.
Unless they're going to do a code red or something on him, there's nothing they can really do to hold him accountable.
Well, you can do some stuff. I mean, first off, yes, if you got the right people, right, in the linebacker room, let's just take that with Jermaine Pratt and all that. And maybe they notice, hey, this guy doesn't stick around after hours and watch film sometimes. Or, hey, this guy maybe not hitting the weight room quite the same way, right? A good group would be like, hey, hey, John, come on. We're going to go in here. Come on, let's go watch some film. Like, you start to do stuff like that. Come on, we played like crap last week. You weren't that great either. Let's go do this. That's how you held them accountable. As a unit.
But if it works, what if it doesn't work?
Yeah, you're right. If it doesn't work, that'll filter through the locker room, and then it'll get to the coaches, and that'll be the last year that guy's on the football team, because everyone's going to be like, he doesn't care. Right.
Or the quarterback will say,
yeah,
at a post-game press conference, we've got guys who aren't showing up for player-only meetings. That's the way to do it.
Yeah. Well, you do got a guy like Joe Burrow, though, that I think, too, yeah, and, you have other guys where it's like, oh, okay, he doesn't want to, like, do what he's got to do. Like, get his ass out of here. We don't need him, right? So they got some of that element there. But that's what a good team can do when they say hold you accountable out on the practice field, right? I used to see Derek Brooks and Rondé Barber and Sapp. They'd call out guys if they felt like, hey, we're not going all out here today, or you kind of copped out that last period. And there was a few plays you would hear that on the field. There's, to use a Mike Tomlin word, right? The standard is the standard. And you need some guys to not be afraid to call some people out. And usually that's your alpha males, where they can call it out. You
gotta have those guys.
Right. You got to have them. And usually it's those guys where, yeah, you might say something uncomfortable, right? But, man, nobody's going to step up to that guy because they know they might get their ass whooped, too. So they're going to go, okay, I'll listen to him. And that's what you need. You need some of that. Like when Simeon Rice talked in the Tampa Bay Buccaneer locker room, it wasn't a lot, but it was like, okay, we're going to listen because no one's going to mess with Simeon. That ain't happening. So, yeah, that's the way it works on a really high-functioning, great leadership football team. And that's where, we're missing that.
That's
in Cincinnati.
What the Bengals aren't defensively.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
Right. Exactly right. That's right.
But it's their own fault. It's their own fault. They made Lou Anarumo the scapegoat last year.
Exactly.
And now Al Golden's the guy who's got to try to figure this out. And they've eroded the talent. No chance. And it all comes back to the cheapness of the organization.
Right.
They've got money invested in quarterback and 2 receivers and everything else that's going to be hope your rookies pan out, hope your young players develop. And when they do, they're going to get paid by someone else.
Yeah.
That's not a functioning football team, and that leads to this kind of stuff.
Yes, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. And you look at it and go, yeah, okay, some of their picks and everything. Oh, the first-round pick in 2023. Oh, Myles Murphy, he doesn't start. The second-round pick in 2024, Chris Jenkins. Oh, he doesn't start. Shamar Stewart, who I liked last year coming out in the draft. He gets drafted in the top 20. He doesn't start, right? There's a lot of that right there. Yeah, and then you got other guys where you go, okay, they drafted this guy in the second or third round. He starts, but he hasn't played up to his capabilities yet. So, yes, this is one where I don't sit here and go, oh, the coaching. It's like what we said with Lou Anarumo last year. What do you want him to do? There's not that much out here right now that anybody would look at on the defensive side of the ball and go, oh, whoa, they should be so much better. Look at these guys. They're so talented and awesome. So, yeah, they're in a spot here. And they were predicated on their offense being able to carry their football team. And 3 guys, like you talked about, well, 1/3 of those guys ain't ain't there. And all of a sudden, the whole dynamic of the team changed. And that's just not how you win in the NFL. You know that. You got to have more than 3 guys right now to win and be a serious contender.
And you go back to leadership, badasses, guys that are going to hold people accountable, guys that are going to speak and folks are going to listen. It goes back to the whole Jesse Bates thing. You know, they thought it was easy to replace him.
Right.
And it wasn't.
Right.
And he's gone. And he's a guy that could help demand more from the players and get them more focused in key moments, get them to practice harder, prepare better, and be ready to go out there and be better than the worst defense in the entire National Football League.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.